lady. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. Please hit like. I got myself a crystal here, and this is for the ladies size 0 pocket watch I've been working on. And I notice there's gum on the top of this crystal. You can see the gum or whatever the heck that is. I was thinking of the best way of cleaning that crystal off, and I thought I could probably use a little bit of alcohol here. Nope, use lighter fluid when you can. So I just grab a can of lighter fluid here, and we'll see how well this works at cleaning up the crystal. It's always an experiment with me, always an experiment. And I know that this lighter fluid will evaporate super fast, so I've got to kind of get at it right away before it evaporates. And the beautiful thing about lighter fluid is it does evaporate really fast, which I think is great, just like Tony the Tiger. Now let's see if that helped me at all with this cleaning. It's starting to look good, and I don't know whether some of this gunk is on the other side. I think it is, so I think we need a little bit more lighter fluid. And I know lighter fluid evaporates so darn fast that you don't have to worry about it getting on anything. And when you're doing this on a crystal, you got to make sure you don't put pressure on the sides, because that'll crack the crystal. This is, I believe, a plastic crystal, so it's slightly domed, which is what's necessary for this watch, and it fits very nicely. So let me just grab it by the edge again and have a look through. Oh my God, starting to look really good. So that's looking exceptionally clean. I got to keep my fingers away from it, because the edges I need to do like that, and then I should put it on some Rodico and make sure that flip it over here without touching it again, and do the other side some more. A little bit of lighter fluid. No smoking, please. This could be a problem if you smoke and you got a cigarette in your mouth while you're trying to clean a crystal like this. And then I got to put a glove on, otherwise I'll make marks. And this crystal is going to fit on this very beautiful little bezel here. So, and the bezel's already been washed. Trying to keep this thing looking fairly vintage. There we go. Yeah, that's really nice. So it's going to go on the bezel like that, and I'll be gluing that on. It's a good fit. I got to tell you, I picked a perfect crystal for this watch. It's a very good fit. And there's the movement. It's a very little vintage movement. Like I said, I believe it's size 0, gold filled, and it's got a couple of service marks on it. Over the years, I think it's probably about a 100-year-old watch. I did a video on disassembly of this watch already. So I'll get that crystal in there, and then the next job here, I gotta find hands for this watch. It doesn't have hands, so I'm not gonna bother videotaping the reassembly of this, because it's not. I've done a lot of videos on reassembly, but I think hand hunting is going to be new. So I think I could find the right hand and then have to get my burnisher in there, my hand sizing devices to make sure it's the right size. So we're going to do that. But again, this little video was here about just basically cleaning up this crystal a bit, and it's going to look really nice on this watch. I've got the face for this watch as well. It doesn't need much work. It, again, just needs a little bit of cleaning. Now, in this case, I would not use lighter fluid to clean this, because there's a chance that it would remove the lettering, and you don't want that to happen. I remember a long time ago someone said, hey, you should use dental, the stuff that you use for denture cleaning. And my father-in-law at the time had dentures, and he had a pill, and I threw a watch face into the dental cleaning. Hang on a sec, I gotta grab a glove here. I threw a watch here. This is how I grab my gloves. Turn them inside out like this, and then blow in them. That's the old Bugs Bunny. Whoever's got the biggest hand wins. So I threw I threw the face into the dental cleaning stuff. It removed all the hands, which is like, oh my God, why did I do that? And forget what I just said. I threw the face into water, then I threw the pill for dentures into the water. I got to think about what I'm saying here. And then next morning I woke up and all the lettering was gone from the face. And I'm like, what have I done? Mister, what have I done? Now I'll clean this up a little better once it's installed on the watch, because then it has a bit of security in the back. The back will have a better mount here, so I don't have to worry about it slipping or anything. So I just have to reassemble this stuff here. You've seen me do this a million times, so I'm not going to bother doing a video of that, but maybe near the end I'll turn this back on and we'll see what this looks like running with the new balance. And here's the balance. I've got the balance spring back on there nicely, and it's the hairsprings between the regulator pins and the new jewels on the top, and this could be good. This could be good stuff. And here we've got the Waltham size 0 pocket watch. So right now I'm just oiling the back side of it. This is a very low jeweled watch. It's a 7 jewel watch. It's a very old watch. I'm doing this for a couple of ladies who want to give it to their grandmother, I believe, and their grandmother's grandmother owned the watch, so it goes way back, and that's why I'm doing this watch. And I'm oiling that one side, and then I've got to basically look at the dial, the actual screws used for the feet on the dial, and there's 2 missing, so I'm going to have to make 2 screws or find 2 screws or something. It may stay in place without any, but there's 1 screw available, so I just took that screw out and have a look at it to see what this thing looks like. And it's an odd looking screw, so I'm going to put it in, put the dial back. I just put the dial washer back on and put the face on, and tighten up the screw there so it hangs onto the dial feet. Then I'm just going to take some Rodico and clean up the face of the watch. It's best to do that after you've done everything. I also use the back edge of the piece of pegwood rather, to clean that out. So now I'm putting the balance in, and I'm praying. So every time I put the balance in, I pray that the damn thing works. So there we go, and we do have a running balance, which was really nice. I got to move it again, and I'm going to hold the balance in place while I put the screw in, and just to make sure nothing gets squeezed. So just put that balance in, move it, and then tighten it, final tightening, and then the balance is running. It's running okay. I would not say it's running with an extremely strong amplitude, so I'm going to let it run overnight and see what it looks like in the morning. Is it going to be running well? I don't know. We'll see. If it's not running well, then I've got to do some work on it. These old pocket watches are tough. Sometimes they just work and then they stop for no apparent reason. This one seems to be running, which is nice, and we'll see if it'll continue to run. If not, overnight I got to figure out what the problem is and get at it. So there we go. That's the servicing of this particular movement. I'm not going to reassemble this watch until I let it run for a while, just to make sure I don't have any additional issues with it. So I'm shaking it here to get a good amplitude out of it and get the power from the mainspring to the rest of it. So thanks a lot. There we go. JD here. So I got the watch running again, which is a great thing. The amplitude is so right now. Not sure if what I need to do to increase the amplitude, but I got to let it work itself in. So I'm going to let this run overnight. So I'm not going to reassemble any more of this watch today. I'm just going to let it run overnight, work itself in, and then we'll deal with it tomorrow and see what we've got. So this is a very old watch, so it's got a brand new setting on the top. A lot of stuff has been done with this watch, and I've got to go hunt for hands for it as well. So I'll just call it the Lady Zero Watch Challenge, and we'll go from there. So thanks a lot for watching my videos, and JD again for a quick little movie. I just sped everything up there so we didn't have to waste our time watching me do a little tiny bit of reassembly there. So there you go. I also have to find a couple of screws for the dial here, so to make sure the dial feet are in there, because there are 2 missing. So I got to go find those or make them, one or the other. So I thought I was done with this watch, but the amplitude is getting really low, and so I took my pegwood here and applied a little bit of pressure to the edge of the mainspring, just a bit, not a lot, and you'll see how the amplitude picks up incredibly. So this is a mainspring issue. So I think that this mainspring may be a bit too set, and I probably have to disassemble this watch and get a new mainspring. So I can't let this go this way. It needs to be running well, and I think it's running extremely well with a little tiny bit of pressure. I'm just pushing down here on the gear for the mainspring. So I'll have to disassemble that, measure the mainspring, order a new mainspring, and hopefully that'll turn this whole thing around. So a little bit of an update there at the back end of this video. You can't let it go with poor amplitude like that. Everything else in it is really good. So the new jewel's working fine. Everything's fine, as you can see. A little tiny bit of I'm not pushing this very much. A little tiny bit of pressure on the barrel, and the thing's going like crazy. So I want to get a new mainspring for this. So that's an update. So I'm going to basically, it's going to be another week because I'm going to disassemble this tomorrow and order that mainspring and go from there. So thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. This little trick is a good one. You either do it from there or you do it from here. If you push this and you don't get the increase, and it's something inside here, but don't push hard at all because you can ruin your watch. So I'm going to take the power down on this thing, and we'll disassemble this because I'm putting a little tiny bit of pressure, and the damn thing's working exceptionally well. So newmainspring.com. Thanks a lot again for watching my video, and catch you later.